33-story hotel and condo project.
I'd probably be
Okay,
like
like
that.
stop, tap.
This is a plan by the community for the community.
This one here. Show me.
No problem, Ken. Thanks for having me.
It's Kent Molgat for Kelowna Now. And we're joined by Miranda Burke-Beck from Valley First Credit Union.
Hi, how's it going?
Great, thanks. Thanks for coming in. The subject is volunteerism, and I know that your company places a great importance on that, but I want to start with you. I'm told you do quite a bit of volunteering.
A little bit, yeah.
Tell me about some of the things you do.
Yeah, definitely. So my main volunteer position is I help support this really rad organization in our community called Elevation Outdoors. And we basically provide our disadvantaged youth in the community with resources and access to teach them how to do some really cool outdoor activities. So we show them how to snowboard, how to rock climb, mountain bike, and sail. I say we, but it's more of my volunteers that do, and I make sure that they do what
you
they
kind
need
of
to be doing.
coordinate the thing. So would that include actually buying them a lift pass? Because you mentioned snowboarding.
We don't buy them a lift pass typically, and the reason that we don't do that is because we get people that are passionate about it anyway, and usually they're already out on the mountain every day, and so they already had their lift pass. And what we really focus on is putting our resources into the program itself, so into the youth and what we can do to either reach more youth or provide a better program to our youth participants. So like we bus them back and forth, so we remove that barrier. We pick a deserving youth during our snowboarding program, and we give them a snowboard and gear so that they can come back up the hill, and it's not going to be oh, this is great, I spent 6 weeks learning this, I'm never going to use this skill again. We're like, you really showed us that this was something you enjoyed, you loved, you could get benefit out of it. Here's how you're going to take it to the next level. Okay, about getting benefits out of it. How do you feel after you've put in your time and seen the result? How do you feel personally about volunteering? You just feel so happy about it, and I'm a behind the scenes person, so a lot of times I'm not there seeing the youth and I'm not seeing their faces. But last year I stepped out into our climbing program, so I learned how to climb with the kids, and it just made you feel like I'm making a difference, and it makes you feel like you're there for a greater purpose than just yourself in your own little bubble. I love this community, I love giving back to it, and that feels good, so I'm going to keep doing it. Right. Now, one of the reasons we're focusing on volunteers this week is that your company has sort of reached out on this topic. Volunteerism is important to Valley First Credit Union. Tell me about how you sort of show that to your employees. Yeah, definitely. So first of all, it starts from the hiring process with us. We look for candidates and potential employees that already have that connection to the community, and they want to be more involved, and they want to be more engaged, and they want to give back. So it's one of the questions that we look for is a cultural fit thing. And then on top of that, when you say questions, like when you're hiring? Yes. That's right on the material. So I'll like, what are you doing in the community? Are you involved in anything? Can you tell me a little bit more about it? And part of that question is, well, why Valley First? And a lot of times you get into that. Right. So there's that, and then once you're through the door, we offer a little bit of incentive. We make it part of our work-life balance. So we have we have a lead well policy, and you get 3 days of paid time off to volunteer. We also do make a difference days, which we have this in each of our regions that we have credit unions in. We run volunteering blitzes, so you can go out with your team members and volunteer for the day. And then you just recognize internally as well. We talk about volunteering, we give each other props and congratulations, and so it's that you're working behind the scenes, you're doing something that you might not be getting paid for, and you're going that extra mile, and we're gonna make you feel good about it too. So it becomes part of your company's personality. Yeah, definitely. Does it feel forced at all, though, making that an expectation and part of it? Does it make the volunteerism feel sort of top down at all, or? I wouldn't say so. I came into the organization and I already volunteered. I do these, we have this paid time off, but I'm going to be the first to admit that I don't use it as much as I could. A lot of times I'm sitting there in the evenings writing emails out and organizing. Right. And so we're like I mentioned before, we're looking for people that already have that partisan aspect. And so it's not about we're going to do this to look good. It's just part of who we are as an organization. Right. And I guess getting like-minded people who have those sorts of personalities are probably good people to work with. Yeah. They say volunteerism is good for mental health. Nothing like having, mental health around, right? Yeah. And also for a company that involves itself with the community, these are all, you're making contacts while you're doing these things.
and there's nothing wrong with benefiting your company in that way too, I guess.
Yeah, it's good for the company, it's good for the community, and it's good for our employees on an individual basis. And when I say we encourage it, we look for it, it's not mandatory. We're not expecting you to.
There isn't a volunteer policeman?
No, there's no policeman. And there's some people that volunteer more and some people that volunteer less, and and it's just organic and it happens. And even you see it in the different regions that we operate in. You have, I have team members that are spread out from the island to the Fraser Valley here, and some of us volunteer a little bit more than others, and we talk about it, and it's fine.
Right, it's fine.
Yeah.
And does any come to mind, some of the different things that some of your coworkers are into, or are any of them really outlandish or interesting?
No, who comes to mind? I have an immediate team member, and they do work with the BC Cancer Foundation, I believe.
Right.
I had a coworker they were on the board of SOVAS in Penticton.
Right.
Nothing.
Well,
crazy.
there's so many things, like when you see one of these endurance events going on, you see all the volunteers at each station, and you're reminded over and over that so many of the cool things that happened on a weekend wouldn't happen if people didn't volunteer.
Yeah, totally. Actually, my friend organizes a half marathon coming up, the Hungry Hungry Half. And one of the things I do is a shout out. We have an internal intranet, and I say, hey, anybody interested in volunteering for this? Proceeds go to the food bank. You can come out. It's fun. There's food. It's Hungry Hungry Half.
Yeah.
So if running's your thing, that's great. If you want to participate, but maybe not. Maybe you want to help out in a different way.
Right. So I guess you're saying thumbs up about having volunteerism to be really part of your corporate identity.
Yeah, it has to be a natural fit. We're a credit union, so we're about the cooperative and the community. It's part of who we are. If it doesn't fit with your business, then it's not going to come across genuine, and that's where I think you're going to get those situations where it feels top down and forced. But I think there's benefits. It's like having a physically or a mentally healthy workplace. I think volunteerism is just an aspect of that.
Terrific. All right. Well, we're going to be meeting volunteers all week, and thanks to you guys for the suggestion.
Thank you.
Miranda Birkbeck from Valley First Credit Union. This is Kelowna Now.